Okay, this is definitely one of the tightest squeezes that we've had in the BMW. This tire is literally almost sitting inside my seat right here. Like, this is ridiculous. The BMW owners would probably cringe at the fact that I shoved a set of truck tires inside of this thing.
That shit ain't got activated. Saw the money ain't got activated. Saw the money ain't got activated. Saw that money ain't got activated. I saw that money ain't got activated.
Alright guys, probably a fairly large jump in time. And my face is probably dirty, I don't know. I can't see because this camera isn't a flip camera. Anyhow, got the Cummins, about to pull it in the garage. We just finished up with the hard body. I will explain later why I didn't really film a whole lot on the hard body. Gonna back the Cummins in. I'm just trying to sweep up some of the mess. Gonna back the Cummins in, start pulling the wheels off, start pulling the power steering pump off. Just start getting it ready for SDX. Just a few odds and ends things, clean the interior out, clean the entire truck. Look at how bad. This is from the power steering pump leaking down inside to the wheel, and it got all under the truck, so I'm going to try to do my best to clean it up, just because I know there's going to be a lot of people at SDX, and I don't want people to see it in person and be like, dang, this thing's clapped out. Because right now, I'm not even going to lie to you, the truck is getting kind of clappy because it's so dirty, and yeah, it just needs, like, look how dirty from all this soot. That's why we don't want to run the hood stack anymore. And yeah, I know that didn't make any sense because I said I wanted to run a bed stack and there's a tailgate. But yeah, we did do some front end changes on the hard body though, so we'll probably save that for a different video. We need to really be getting our butts busy on this thing, so go back in the garage and I'll catch up with you guys in a sec. Okay, not gonna lie, kind of forgot to film, but we did find out. So I have the wheels off the truck. They're out here and they're super dirty. We're gonna polish those tonight before we leave, or before we get anything done. Turns out though that the power steering pump is actually not leaking. The gearbox appears to be leaking from right there at the shaft. And I'm not 100% sure what to do. I don't have time to replace the gearbox. I just don't have time to replace the gearbox right now. There's just no way. Because I know these shafts rust in. So maybe when we do our body lift, because we got to replace the steering shaft anyways, we'll tear the gearbox out and reseal it. But I think we're going to try and do like try and put like a stop leak in it. I don't know. It obviously leaks pretty bad because it leaked all over the wheel. But yeah, the power steering pump doesn't leak a bit, so I guess that's good and bad news. Seal kit for that thing is super cheap, but we don't have time for that, so I guess it's kind of bad news. But we're currently wiping the truck down. Got the windows clean, got the sides clean. We fixed the door panel on the driver's side. It like came detached somehow. But mainly why I remembered to pick up the camera is because I never did show you guys how that dent pulling tool works. And there was a ding that I got on the hood of the Cummins. So I'm going to pull that out with it and show you guys how that works. Other than that, SDX prep is going pretty good so far. No big hang-ups or anything. God, look at that cricket. Yeah, so as far as tires go, I'm not even sure what's going on with that yet. So guess we'll find out in the morning because the one guy's not responding to me. And yeah, so I'm rambling at this point. Still don't have the brakes bled. I don't have anyone to help me bleed the brakes. Everyone that was supposed to help me bleed the brakes has yet to show up. So now we're kind of in a spot where, you know, the truck needs to be driving tomorrow and the brakes still aren't bled. It's drivable, but the rear brakes still aren't working. partially because I think it still has air in the line. So I don't know where that's gonna end up going. We'll find out, I guess. But I'm gonna finish wiping the truck down. Actually, we'll probably get that dent out of the hood. We'll wipe the hood down and then we'll get the dent out, and then carry on with the rest of the truck. Okay, so to kind of quickly explain how this works, hang on. So you can see the dent right there. So pretty much what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this little stick, I'm going to glue it and then stick it on there. So this might actually sit up. It is sitting up, cool. We might have to go to a smaller one, but that should do for now. Literally did not stick. It must be too much like cleaner on the hood. I've never seen that happen. So 1 second. Okay, so I usually let that dry for a second. It feels a little stronger this time, but there's no guarantees. So then you put this like clamp or thing on it, and then you thread this onto the top. Let it dry. So then you just pretty much crank it down. Well, it looks like it's sticking pretty well. We'll see if it pulls the dent out. I don't know if it did. Oh, great. I can't tell if it got it out or not. I'm thinking that that one might be too big. Might need to put a smaller one on it. Okay, so the dent's not as bad, but it's definitely still there. Honestly, I just don't have time for this right now. So we will mess with that more when we get back from UCC. Trying to get all the dents worked out of this thing, because there's like a dent on the top of this fender, like a very small one. You can't even see it. Well, maybe it's, yeah, right here. You can see it. And then there's like 2 in the hood and just little random stuff that I wanted to try because I have that tool. So gonna continue with cleaning this pig up, and then yeah. Okay, we've been spending all of our time cleaning everything. Windshield's clean, whole truck's clean. We've been polishing the wheels, which is what has been taking the longest. But I just figured I'd show you guys. Oh, of course, there's actually a screw in this one, which I'm glad I am getting new tires tomorrow. But I'll show you guys. Hang on. So, of course it's not focusing. Okay, so we got the front, or the wheels polished up. I actually cleaned the backs of them too. Like, this took a lot of elbow grease because I've never cleaned the backs of it, which I need to do more so that way it's not so hard to clean when I do. But it probably took me a good 2.5 hours to clean all of them, and then I hit this with a fine cut polish. I'm not gonna put like a last coat of wax on it because I know they're gonna get dirty when I mount the new tires on tomorrow, and I know they're gonna get dirty on the way down to SDX, so I'll probably put that last coat of wax on it when I get to SDX. But yeah, these things are looking good. They'll probably be sold when I get back though, so bigger and better things to come. Another thing is, so we're actually changing my tire size up, which I don't know if I'm gonna love or hate. We're gonna find out. I really like the way these tires look on the truck. I have nothing like there was nothing wrong with them. They did rub a little bit, and I'm not a big fan of cutting the truck apart, which it already had. The fender over there has already been trimmed. This fender over here has not been trimmed at all. It looks really good. For some reason, that side rubs, this side doesn't. It's the weirdest thing. But so we're gonna be going to a 275 60 20. So it's gonna be a pretty stretched tire, considering these are 305 50 20. So I mean, and they're pretty. These don't stretch; they kind of flare out a little bit because they're bigger, like they're a 305. I think the perfect tire would be a 285, like a 285 55 or a 285 50. But I'm not gonna lie, I'm in a little bit of a time crunch, and I can't find any tires that are the exact size I want. So we're just gonna go with the 275 60s for now. And if it looks stupid, then the good news is I'm selling the wheels, or I'll just get another set of 420s that are the 285s that I want. But I don't have enough time to go searching around for tires, and I'm not buying new because, like I said, I'm selling them, so I'm not going to go spend a bunch of money on brand new tires. So I was really hoping to just find a set of 305 50s so that I could just throw 2 new tires on and not have to worry about mounting up the fronts, but oh well. These actually haven't even been balanced yet, so it'd be nice to actually balance a set of tires on this truck, because this thing drove really good, and then you'd hit like 80 miles an hour, it'd shake. And then like you go over, you hit about 90 and it would stop shaking. Then you hit about 125 and the truck shakes like crazy. So hopefully we can get a nice set of balanced tires on this thing. I won't be surprised if it needs a ton of weight to balance out and we can't balance them, but we'll find out tomorrow. We're not done working for the night. We still need to, hang on, I made a checklist on my phone. We still need to bleed the brakes, replace trans lines, add some oil, check the trans fluid, check the drive shaft bolts, mount new tires, gather all the tools, charge my camera batteries, put the stock wheels in the bed, put the jack and the jack stands in the bed, possibly add some bolts to the hitch, not sure if I need to do that. Make sure I bring extra hose, pick up the camper, grab my work phone, pack bags, bring lots of blankets, and load the truck. So a lot of that stuff I'll do tomorrow, like load the truck, pack the bags, work phone, pick up the camper, bring extra hose, put the jack and jack stands in the bed, put stock wheels in the bed. I need to charge the batteries tonight, gather all the tools tomorrow probably. Check drive shaft bolts. Can't do that tonight because the wheels aren't on. Check trans fluid. I'll have to do that once the truck's on the ground. Add oil. We could do that. Replace the trans lines. We could do that. And then bleed the brakes. We can't do that. So we've got a lot of stuff to do tomorrow pretty much. So okay, so I'm gonna have to go to run to Walmart and get some fluids and stuff. So I'll catch back up with you guys when we get back. Okay, well it has been an interesting night. I really wish I would have brought my camera with me, but so we went to Walmart to get some fluids, and on the way there, the hard body started acting weird. Like I noticed the lights kind of like started flickering. So I get like halfway there, and I see the battery lights on. I'm like, oh, the battery terminal must have came off or something. Wasn't too worried about it, kept driving. Then I start driving a little further, and I look over, and the temperature gauge is all the way on hot, like literally overheating. I was like, oh my god. So I shut it off, let it coast all the way into the car wash, which the car wash is like a decent amount of ways from my house, walking wise, but driving wise it's pretty close. So I got in there, and the turns out the serpentine belt from the alternator to the fan, clutch, and water pump to the crank snapped in half. Now if you guys remember, the hard body has a belt chirp, so that would make sense. I don't know if the tensioner got messed up or if the belt just broke. But yeah, so then I tried to put an aux cord around the water pump and crank to at least get it home without overheating it. And I'll insert the clip. I have a video of it running with the aux cord. It actually worked, but it didn't work very long. So I had to keep stopping, let it cool down, starting it, and then I was like, get up to speed, and then I'd shut the truck off and let it coast, and then start it while I was driving. Just a big cluster. So it's like 4 in the morning. Just got some Lucas oil we're going to throw in there in the engine. This is trans fluid, engine oil, and then we got some 2-cycle that we're going to put in our fuel. I don't know if any of you guys have really heard of it, but sometimes I'll put like I think it's 1 small thing or 2 small things of 2-cycle oil before you fill your truck up, and then you fill it up, and it's supposed to like intermix, and it helps lubricate the pump and the injectors and stuff like that. Helps get a little better fuel mileage too. It just helps keep everything lubricated. I know guys that do that every time they fill up. And just got some power steering stop leak, hoping that fixes our leak. If not, we're just gonna send it because we don't have enough time to tear apart the steering box and stuff. But I think we're just gonna add all these fluids in and then probably go in for the night. At this point, I almost want to pull an all-nighter, but there's really not a whole lot for me to do until like 8 o'clock. So I'd be sitting here for 4 hours because we have to wait for the parts stores to open. I also, because I was just going to go to the 24-hour AutoZone and get a belt for the hard body, because we actually need the hard body tomorrow to go pick up tires. Obviously, because this thing doesn't have wheels on it. So we actually need the hard body, unfortunately. So I'm currently trying to figure out what belt I need to get, because there's actually 3 belts on there, so I don't want to get the wrong size one. So that's going to be a little bit of a process, but hopefully we'll get that taken care of in the morning. We'll just have to only get a couple hours of sleep probably. But yeah guys, so I will see you guys in the morning. Yep. What is up guys, it's the next day, and of course I am rushing a little bit because I was not supposed to sleep this long. It's currently 12:30. I was supposed to pick the tires up for the Cummins at 1, and in order to pick those up I have to have the hard body done, so I still have to do that. So I kind of put myself in a situation now, but luckily the guy is willing to let me come at 3, so we're rushing to get a belt. Hopefully a belt fixes our issues, and yeah, so good thing we have the reliable BMW. I'll catch up with you guys when we get back from the parts store. I need a monster. Now this ought to get me in gear right here. A little bit of change in plan. The tensioner bolt on this snapped, and they gave me the wrong belt. It's too big, which I knew was going to happen because they never give you the right size belts. So we're going to ditch the hard body. Not even going to worry about it. We're going to take the BMW to get the tires, which I've fit 4 wheels and tires in there before. So I think we should be okay. Hopefully. If not, we'll be strapping them suckers to the roof. So we're going to take that to get the tires, and we're going to come back here. We're going to throw the tires in the bed of the Cummins, and then we're going to drive the Cummins up there to have the tires mounted. The only downside of that is I have to take the wheels and tires off twice. Once now, well, put them back on at least, and then I have to go all the way up there and then pull them off there, which I'm sure my buddy Brent that is helping me probably doesn't want to have to pull the wheels and tires off this, but we're just gonna send it, and that's the only option we got right now. So I guess the only upside to that is as soon as we get the tires mounted, we can go straight from Nissan to my brother's house to pick up the camper. So got that planned out, I guess. The only thing we need to do with this is I want to go through and look at all the brake lines and make sure they're not rubbing on anything, and if they are, I'm going to take this old belt and wrap it around it and then electric tape it, just because I've driven this truck long distances but not 4 hours, and I know that's like a key thing, that if something sits there and vibrates and rubs enough, it'll rub a hole through it. So I just want to make sure we don't lose brakes, especially front brakes, while we're driving. So I'll do that, and then I got to put the wheels and tires back on it. I got to check the trans fluid. I got to add stop leak to the trans, or the power steering pump, and then yeah, so hopefully the power steering pump stops leaking, because I'll be very upset if I polish these wheels and I get all the way to Nissan and my wheels are coated and trans fluid. So I gotta leave here at about 2-ish, a little like 2:30, to go pick up the tires. And until then, I think I'm going to start going over everything and then maybe slap the wheels. Probably slap the wheels on. I mean, yeah, I think that's pretty much it. So, okay, so I haven't updated you guys on anything, but we are going to get my tires now, taking the the BMW obviously, and yeah, so I'll show you guys when we get back. But we got the wheels and tires on the Cummins, got it on the ground, got everything tightened up. I just checked the trans fluid before I left, and it's good. It needs about half a quart of oil, so we'll have to pick up some oil, but it's still in the safe area, so that's all good. And then yeah, I think that's pretty much it. But I gotta type this in GPS real quick off. Okay, this is definitely one of the tightest squeezes that we've had in the BMW. This tire is literally almost sitting inside my seat right here. Like, this is ridiculous. The BMW owners would probably cringe at the fact that I shoved a set of truck tires inside of this thing. It needs an interior detail anyways, and I can just barely see my mirror, so we're almost home. These tires sit here and squeak while we're driving along. See if it does it. Of course it's not gonna do it now. Yep, that's what I've been dealing with for the last 40 minutes or so. I just want to get home. I'm tired of driving. The sad part is I'm tired of driving and we still have a 4-hour trip to make. It's gonna take lots of Monster and a lot of ibuprofen because the hood stack is so ear-piercing loud. But yeah, almost home, boys, almost home. Okay, so another huge jump in time. I know I'm not doing too well filming this, and hopefully you guys cut me some slack. It's just been super duper stressful because nothing's really been going as planned. The tires that I bought to put on the rims are too, it's possible, we just didn't have enough time. The stretch was too much. They'll probably need blown on with like ether or something. So there's that issue. And then the trailer, or the camper, is actually a 7-pin plug and not a 4-pin. So now I have to wire up a 7-pin connector, but I think I'm just gonna send it because we're gonna be driving all throughout the day tomorrow. If anything, I will have to just stop and wire that plug up, which isn't too hard. So the other thing is the other tire on the driver's side had a screw in it and the plug is leaking now, so got to sort that out. Other than that, we should be good to go. So I think I'm gonna go inside and edit this video right now so that you guys have something for Sunday, because I don't have any videos scheduled. But yeah, so tomorrow I will be on my way to SDX. So the next video you guys should see should be on Wednesday, and that should be our whole trip in the event. So yeah, maybe I might split it into 2 videos, I don't know, depends how much content I get. So I'm gonna pack the truck up, try to see what I can do about the plug in my tire, and then should be good to go. It's currently 11 o'clock. I have to be up at 3, so I'm probably only gonna get a couple hours of sleep again, which I guess is no big deal, but I think that's gonna be it for this video, guys. Okay, so I know I ended out the last clip, but it is currently, let's see, what time is it? 1:13. We gotta leave. I gotta be getting everything ready at 3, so and I still have to edit this video, which leads me to my next point. Actually, I'll wait for that. So the reason why we're still out here is because we had to patch that tire because the plug was leaking. It appears to not be leaking now. I went and got some nice slime plugs, so that should be good. I'm taking these tires that we couldn't get to fit with me in case I can find a shop down there in Indiana to mount them, and then I have 2 stock wheels for Camden to do a burnout, or even me maybe if he doesn't completely blow them apart. So everything's pretty much ready. We just gotta load the truck up like 3 with the cooler and stuff. We gotta meet Trey and Camden by about 4:30. So but that leads me to my next point is I'm not gonna be going to sleep. I'm gonna be pulling an all-nighter because I still have to edit this video, like I said. And I feel like I could just not edit a video, but then there's no way I would have enough time to edit a video with no Wi-Fi or electric and still be able to film tomorrow. So, and still have a video up by 12 on Sunday, because I want to keep my schedule, because I feel like if I stay repetitive and I stay on my schedule, it helps you guys get more intertwined with what we got going on. So I guess it's time to grind and not get any sleep again tonight, which we have so much going on. I'm sure we will I'll be fine without sleep. But yeah, guys, so I just wanted to tell you guys that and update you a little bit, and then the next video you guys see should be our trip to SDX and the whole event. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.